Alrighty guys, so this is an assignment that you started a few weeks ago, and what you needed to do was you timed yourself, you wrote a list about things that you like, you timed yourself and you wrote a list about things that you associate yourself with, you drew doodles for each of those, you picked a couple of them, you drew more concept sketches of them, you picked one of those concept sketches. So now we are finally going to carve our stamps. One second, actually I'm gonna grab something. I should have grabbed this beforehand. Okay, these are the stamps from last year, okay? So these are different kind of stamps that people carved. And again, it was a similar assignment that you needed to pick something that represented you. And I think this assignment turned out really fun. I feel like there's some really unique things, things to remember. If you carve away something, it's going to appear white. Whatever you leave behind is going to pick up the ink. So for example, this one, they carved away the face and left the hair and the shirt. This one, they carved away everything and then did really detailed roses and stuff inside of it. Another thing you have to remember is if you have writing, you need to make sure it's backwards on your stamp. There's a couple of these that the writing kind of got switched around and stuff like that. So make sure your writing is opposite on your stamp. It's backwards, it's a mirror image. But here's just some fun examples. I really like this assignment. I think it turns out really fun. So I did the same assignment that you guys did yesterday, and if anyone knows me, they know I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. So after I did the assignment, what I did is I got my stamp block and I traced it, and then I made it so my design fit within that, okay? What I'm going to do now, you don't need to do this. You can draw right on your stamp. If you want, you can freehand write on your stamp. I am going to try and transfer my image over. So this is kind of like the first day of class. When you guys wrote that Pablo Picasso quote, and then you did it backwards. And then you transferred it this way. Okay, so it almost worked. I didn't really get my leaf guy, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw that in. My branch right here didn't really come through, but other than that, it came through. Something that is important to know, which I messed up last time. This was a Laura goofy teacher moment. If you are transferring first, you write normal, because then it's going to be backwards when you transfer it. So this was Electra's, and it's a goblin, and it says goblin on it. And so we did the transfer method. I made Electra write goblin backwards, and then when we put it on here, it was the right side. So when we carved it and stamped it again, it was backwards again. So now it says Nilbog, and that's my fault. So if you are doing the transferring method and you have words, you can write the words normally and transfer onto here. If you are freehanding, make sure the words are mirrored image and backwards. I know that's confusing. So you guys are only doing one, but I'm going to do two examples because I wanted to do one that it was just a silhouette, and I wanted to do one that was a carving, like the details. And just so I could show you guys different techniques. Oops. Okay, so this is one, so I don't know if you guys can really see my sketch, but it's like two foxes dancing, Mr. and Mrs. Fox dancing, cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start really small, and I'm gonna do my small details, and then I'm going to work out and do my bigger details. So I'm going to get this really tiny one, really tiny boy, and put it in. Let's see, this is the one I believe that got stuck last time, so I need to be careful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go through, and one second, his tail didn't really show up. I'm gonna go through and I'm just gonna outline things. Again, I have a firm hold on it, and I'm cutting away. So this is a really soft rubber. It's really, really soft, and it cuts like butter. It cuts really, really easy. So that's nice. So notice I'm moving my block, my rubber block, so I'm cutting away from myself always. I'm never cutting towards myself. I'm always cutting away from myself. But it's okay to move. It's okay to move the block around. So what I'm doing now is this is going to be my silhouette one, but I'm carving all the fine details first. So I'm carving the outlines of the foxes. Oh, I almost carved towards myself. No. So that way, when I carve with a bigger blade, a bigger gouge, I can make sure my details stay sharp. So, doing all the small details first on this guy. And I'll probably only carve this fox on camera, just so I don't bore you guys. Can you even see it? I don't know. Let me move this. I feel like I need some music in the background or something. Some elevator music. If you guys want to sing some elevator music while I'm carving this, go ahead. Okay, I'm almost done with my outline. Almost done. Got some fingers here. Oh, his arm looks a little weird. Oh well. So I got this fox's outline done. Yeah, this is the one that got stuck last time. Oh, come on. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer over to one of my bigger ones so I can clear out the background. And again, remember, everything I'm carving away will be the white of the paper. So one thing you notice I'm doing is I'm carving away from my design. Because if I carve towards my design, I might accidentally go too far and nick it. And that would be sad. So now I'm just carving away from it. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to carve. Oh, see, I nicked it. I wasn't careful. I wasn't careful. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to carve everything away except for the dancing foxes. So it's just going to be a silhouette of dancing foxes. I'll finish this in my own time and then take a picture of it and post it on Google Classroom. Okay, so now this one, what I want to do with this one is I want to keep all of the designs in it, and I want it to be something more like this. I want it to be something more that it has all the details still inside of it. So, what I'm going to do is I have to decide now what I want to be white and what I want to be black. If I wanted the outline to be black, like this one, I would carve away everything but the outline. If I want the outline to be white like this one, I would carve away the outline and leave the background black. So I think I'm going to have my outline be white. So meaning I'm going to carve my outline. And on this one I'm going to carve the Lady Fox, Mrs. Fox. So I'm going to do something very similar, kind of just outline it. But this one I have to be extra careful because I'm not carving away big chunks, so you'll see all my mistakes if I make any. So I kind of messed up there a little bit, so I'm going to try and curve that a little bit. And then curve up here. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and get all of these little dots out. That's going to take me a long time. So do you guys kind of understand the difference between like carving away versus silhouette versus detail? I'll finish these up and take a picture and show it to you guys.